Hi, I'm Laura Jane Grace from Against Me, and I'm hanging out here at Groezrock right now. It's such an experience. European festivals, I mean, like, there's really not much that compares in the US, you know? Like, they're trying to really make it happen with, like, Bonnaroo and Coachella and stuff like that, but it's totally different over here, and it's fun, you know? It's great touring over here. It's nice, like, this tour that we're doing now is a mix of, like, our own shows and festivals, which is great. Great, you know, I mean, I guess I kind of take it for granted, like most places, like I'm not as cognizant of that stuff, you know, and like I know the places I like touring, and I like touring in the UK, and the shows are all really good, and it's a fun tour. Yeah, you know, I wish I could remember the moment that it like hit me or whatever, that I came up with it, but like, I don't know, just it seemed like it encapsulated it, transgender dysphoria blues, you know? I guess it's kind of a Bob Dylan riff, because originally it was like talking transgender dysphoria blues, but yeah. You know, if I ever had to like name a single regret from all my years touring, and I've been really lucky that I've gotten to go to a lot of amazing places and do a lot of amazing tours, but if I had to pick a regret, it would be that like I spent so many years being fucking miserable doing it, and I feel really good, you know, and it feels fun to be out, and it feels fun to play shows, and like that I'm able to connect with people in a way that I wasn't necessarily able to before. My fashion sense is wear something that you'll be comfortable in if you ever happen to spend a night in jail or involved in an automobile accident. That's my fashion sense, you know? And black, so it doesn't show the stains, because I tour and I haven't had a shower in like 3 fucking days. I mean, it feels meaningful, like that I've been able to like actually meet people, you know, and I don't necessarily feel like I had a choice with that. Like, it's either like you can be really open and embrace that people may ask questions, or if you're not, you're gonna end up looking really defensive and like insecure or something. So just, you kind of just gotta say, fuck it. Like, if you have a question, I'm happy to answer. You know? In regards to sexism in the music industry, for sure. I mean, fuck, it's pretty rampant, unfortunately. And like, if you just look at most festivals or anything like that, like the ratio of men to women on stage is pretty off, you know? That's unfortunate, you know? And like, I think that there should be equal representation, like, across the board. But it extends beyond festivals, obviously, and stuff like that too. But, you know, I don't think it's necessarily a secret that there's sexism in the music industry, you know? I guess like that a lot of that stuff is stuff I just do anyways, so like just adding cameras to it was kind of the easy thing as far as like what sparked the idea to do it that way, you know, like, because when I was approached for the idea, I just send up a list of people, like, this is who I want to talk to, I'm going to be on tour and I can talk to them on these days, and so we'll film it, you know? And for me, like, it was the opportunity to create that experience, to have those conversations, because I had those questions and I wanted to hear what those people said. And the fact that that gets to be shared with other people is just kind of like icing on the cake. And that's how I was able to do it for me personally, you know?
I mean, were there any sort of stories particularly that stood out for you?
Blue Montana in particular was like an activist organizer in San Diego area who was a Marine for like, I want to say 13, 14 years, and who at the time was discharged because they were queer, because they were a lesbian or whatever. But like, just like the way they were treated for the service that they did, and it was astounding, you know, like you just like hearing the like similarities and the differences with what people had, like, was both reassuring and also like heartbreaking, you know. I mean, it's not about that. It's about self-representation and being visible, and that if everyone is self-representing, and like being visible and out there, that cumulatively as a group, then, you know, like that's what makes the change. I don't want to speak for anybody else, and I can't. I can only speak from my own experiences and talk about my opinions on things, you know, like, but at the same time, I feel solidarity with other trans people out there, and nothing but like respect and admiration for other trans people's experiences, and like want to shine as much of a light on that as I can, you know.
Even if your love was unconditional, it still wouldn't read off the same thing. Even if your love was unconditional, even if your love was unconditional.
But any three, the Clash should be one, you know. I'd say Bikini Kill. I never got to see Bikini Kill. And Fugazi. The Clash, Bikini Kill, and Fugazi. Is that cool? That's pretty good, right? That's shooting from the hip right now. Best festival experience ever. Maybe on our second tour ever, we played this festival on a Soviet airfield in like somewhere in Eastern Europe, and it was like our first time really. I forget the name of the festival, unfortunately, but it was our first time really experiencing a festival like that where people are camping out, and we might have stumbled into some ecstasy, and like all of us just like raged until like 7 or 8 in the morning, and it was just like, you know, you're young and you're doing stupid things, and it was like one of the best times ever in my life. And I don't know, I will forever have forgotten that night, but we'll forever remember forgetting that night. You know, for the most part, like there's never been any real negative things. If I had to pick anything as a worst experience, it would be based strictly on like, oh, it was a drag, that it was technical difficulties on stage. Because oftentimes with festivals, you're not getting a sound check, so you're just throwing shit up there and like plugging it in and hoping it all works. And I remember like being so disappointed. I'd say first time we played Reading and Leeds, like both shows, my amp fucked up, and I was just crushed because it was like, oh fuck, you know, like came all this way, really excited about playing this festival, and it sucked because my amp was broken, you know. So if I had to pick a worst, that would be it. A must-have: black jeans.